Welcome to Alchemist of Self, Unleashing Your Magical Potential, the podcast that takes you on a transformative journey to discover your true power within. I'm your host, Michelle Wistuba, and together we'll explore the realms of mindset, spirituality, mysticism, and so much more. Are you ready to dive deep in the depths of your being and to uncover the treasures of your soul? This podcast is going to guide you on a path of self-discovery and empowerment. So let's go, baby. So today I want to touch on the question of, can meditation and spiritual practices help you connect with your soul's purpose? And I say abso-fucking-lutely. So for me, as some of you know, I am a transformative soul purpose spiritual life coach, and that was not intentional. That happened accidentally, actually. So at the end of, what year was it? What are we now? 2023. So at the end of 2021, I was in a session of breathwork at home, just self-guided breathwork. Well, it wasn't self-guided. It was following somebody on YouTube who was guiding me, but it was at home alone. And it was the first time that I got into that essence of what the true feeling breathwork can really bring internally for you. I was like euphoric, like so loving, and just felt fucking high basically when I came out of that breathwork session. But what it did for me is it brought through like a full-on fucking vision of me hosting healing spiritual practice spaces for people to have that transformation. And also what it did for me was it affirmed to me of my gifts. Like I had like a light bulb moment of being like, fuck, like I have actually always been aware that I naturally channel this wisdom that ignites people's awareness of their own potential, and I'm able to give them the kind of wisdom. People always come to me for advice and that deeper knowing. And I've been aware of that my whole life, but I finally just acknowledged it and was like, fuck, like I can just get paid to do this, like in whatever form. I wasn't sure what that looked like yet. I wasn't aware of the coaching side of it yet. And then I don't know, a few days or weeks after that, I was listening to a podcast by Sahara Rose, hi babe, and about her beautiful Dharma Coaching Institute. And she was really speaking to me on like pretty much speaking my language, and basically that ignited the inspiration to become a spiritual life coach. And from there everything's just very rapidly evolved and aligned in my path for me. Like it felt like it was all just so fucking effortless. So at that point I really knew that I was on the right path, right? Because it was all just fucking pretty much quantum leaping. Like I felt like I was just like fucking wow, like just went so fast forward. And so yes, my answer is yes. Spiritual practices and meditation absolutely can allow you to activate your soul purpose, and because I believe as well, as we do the inner work, we uncover depths of ourselves, and also we peel back all the fucking bullshit of like all that shame or guilt or other people's stories of limiting beliefs and ideas of what's possible and what's not possible and all that shit. Like we actually come back to our own truth and remember who the fuck we are, and allow ourselves to dream big and allow ourselves to actually visualize what is possible for us and what actually is true to us, and how do we want to live and experience this life, and what do we want to bring into this world, and what gifts or visions do we want to share with others, and what is our mission. So allowing yourself that space to get curious with yourself, that's where you're going to find it. It's not external of you. No one's going to bring you the answer. People can try to, most of the time people are trying to be helpful when they're being like, you should do this, you should do that. And then you're just like, fucking, if you follow everyone's advice, you fucking lose yourself along that path. So definitely, I believe there is the 3 different ways you can take this journey of discovering your purpose. It's either an accidental discovery, one day you follow that inspiration or excitement to sign up to some kind of workshop, and you go to it not thinking too much of it, and fucking it completely changes your world, and you just have completely discovered your soul purpose in that workshop. Or in other ways that you could accidentally discover it. Then there's the knowing of what your purpose is already so strongly, but making sure that you're building on that while you are secure in a job that is paying, the living bills, your rent, your food, all that kind of shit. And as you're at the same time building on your vision until you get one day to the point of being able to just go fuck that job, I'm focusing full time on my mission and vision. And then there's the taking the leap, which that was me, the risk taker, taking the leap. So in 2019, I decided that I was never going to work for anyone else again. I swore a fucking oath to myself when I moved back from Finland back to New Zealand. I was had 8k savings, and just I had a rough plan. I was yeah, I'm going to focus on art and makeup, which I did. And then I actually ended up becoming a jewelry maker, which was popping off until the dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun, the fucking pandemic. That fucked my shit. But it was a blessing in disguise, because it really forced me into going deep into discovering what is possible for me. I was really looking to the online space, because I was like, well, fuck, I want to be able to do work from anywhere. I want to be able to travel and work from anywhere. And I also don't want to be stuck to a location to be able to make money. That's a whole other story. I've written a blog post about that. You can find that on my website. I'll leave it in the description below. You can have a read, and I'll probably dive deeper into my story as these episodes go on. But basically that led me to this point where I took that motherfucking leap. I took a risk, and I was stubborn as fuck, even when shit got really tough and was scraping by. I was still no, I'm not gonna go work for anyone else ever again. I'm gonna make this shit happen. So love my stubborn ass. But yeah, so definitely those modalities, those practices, getting into daily rituals with yourself, whether it's just one devotional practice, or whether it's multiple, and finding what fits for you. Don't just give up because one doesn't feel right or you have resistance around it. Don't just give up. Don't give up on that practice, or don't give up on oh, well, this didn't work, so all of this fucking spiritual practices is bullshit. You need to taste what your flavor is and then stay fucking devoted to it. So that, my loves, is a yes, a fuck yes from me. And yeah, I'm look forward to seeing and hearing what unravels for you, how you find your soul purpose, through what modalities is it ignited through for you. And I will see you in the next episode. Mwah.